my name is Vina, aka Miss WC Reader, and welcome back to my channel. So this was originally going to be a YouTube short or like an Instagram reel, and then I just started picking up books, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit down and do a full-length recommendation video. So here you guys go. These are just some creepy, spooky YA books that you want to read this fall. I'm gonna start with Ghost Rose because this one is such a fun paranormal story. Really felt like the lighthearted type of graphic novel we need right now. I'm just gonna read the synopsis off the back. For as long as she can remember, Chelsea has tried everything she can think of to distance herself from her father's work as a paranormal removal expert. A hard task when he's advertising proudly all over New Orleans. This year, she's all grown up and finally friends with the popular crowd at her fancy high school. Things are looking up until a night on the town backfires spectacularly, landing her in hot water at home. Her punishment? Working for her dad at paranormal removal services all summer. Worst of all, her new job reveals an unexpected secret to keep. While Dad hunts ghosts with his own DIY tech, Chelsea can actually see them. And when she meets Oliver, a friendly spirit, at the mansion her dad is getting a handsome fee to exercise, she realizes she has to find a way to save his afterlife, even if it risks everything her father's worked for. So yeah, this is a fun story about a girl who can see ghosts because of this special gift, and she's trying to help this ghost move on to the other side. And she kind of finds out some secrets and connections between the two of them. I have King of Dead Things by Nevin Olness. This one came out earlier this year and didn't get a lot of attention, so let's talk about it here. Eli doesn't know who he is or who he came from. What he does know is that he can heal a wound with just a touch and pluck magic from a soul like a petal from a flower. 3 years ago, he was found by his now best friends, Sunny and Max, and there is nothing he wouldn't steal to survive and keep his new family together. Malcolm would do anything to forget where he comes from. Desperate to escape his estranged father's shadow and plagued with inherited magic he doesn't fully understand, Malcolm has just one priority: save his mother, no matter the cost. Malcolm's and Eli's paths collide when Eli and his friends are sent to track down the fang of the leopard god Osibu, a deadly weapon that can eat magic. In a job filled with enigmatic Nine Nights and Caribbean legends, Malcolm and Eli must face their own demons as they race through the magical underbelly of London to retrieve the fang before an ancient and malevolent power comes back to life. So this is a kind of dark Caribbean inspired fantasy that I had a good time with. You don't see a whole lot of YA with two male POVs, and so that part was cool, and it is very well paced. I thought some the stuff with the legends was really interesting, and I loved the vibe of the neighborhood. It's also set in the UK, which is cool because we don't get a lot of black books set in black neighborhoods in the UK, especially books that end up coming over here to America. So definitely worth checking out, and I think the audiobook was also great too. Narration was on point. The Taking of Jake Livingston by Ryan Douglas. If you haven't read this one already, you should. Living in two worlds is exhausting, and no one knows this better than 16-year-old Jake Livingston. His working class, diverse neighborhood is a far cry from the world of St. Clair Prep, where he is one of the only black students, constantly at the mercy of racist teachers and peers who don't understand him. But when his neighbor, a survivor of a grisly school shooting, is murdered and the bloody initials of the now dead school shooter, Sawyer Doon, are left on the wall of Jake's home, Jake is forced to confront another world he wishes he could escape, the world of the dead. As a medium, Jake knows ghosts are usually harmless, rarely interacting with people. But Sawyer isn't harmless. In life, he was a troubled teen who shot and killed 6 kids at a local high school before taking his own life. Now he's a powerful, vengeful ghost, and he has plans for his afterlife, plans that include Jake. When Sawyer begins stalking him, high school becomes a different kind of survival game, one Jake is not sure he can win. Oh yeah, this is dark, obviously very realistic in the time that we are in, where unfortunately it feels like there's a school shooting every week or at least every month. And I really like how Ryan Douglas wrote this. And it is probably one of the few books that was Come to Get Out that I actually feel like hit those Get Out vibes. We have The Haunting of Tyrese Walker by J.P. Rose. After a shocking event leaves Tyrese struggling with grief, he's taken to visit family in Jamaica. From the first night, strange things start happening. Impossible visions, blackouts, swarms of insects, and the discovery of a grave hidden deep in the forest. Tyrese can't explain what's going on, and he's scared that he's losing his grip on reality. Then Tyrese is warned that he's being hunted by the mysterious Shadow Man. Under threat, Tyrese and his friends set out on a terrifying journey across the island to try and uncover the Shadow Man's sinister history. Who can Tyrese trust when his own mind is falling apart and there's nowhere left to hide? Like how it's written here, where it's incorporated into this mystery and these myths where he's not sure if what he's seeing is reality or just a manifestation of grief, and the readers are left guessing throughout. The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptiste. In a country divided between humans and witchers, Venus Stoneheart hustles as a brewer making illegal love potions to support her family. Love potions are a dangerous business. Brewing has painful, debilitating side effects, and getting caught means death or a prison sentence. But what Venus is most afraid of is the dark, sentient magic within her. When an enemy's iron bullet kills her mother, Venus's life implodes. Keeping her reckless little sister safe is now her responsibility. When the powerful Grand Witcher, the ruthless head of her coven, offers Venus the chance to punish her mother's killer, she has to pay a steep price for revenge. The cost: brew poisonous potions to enslave DC's most influential politicians. As Venus crawls deeper into the corrupt underbelly of her city, the line between magic and power blurs, and it's hard to tell who to trust, herself included. So this was an interesting tale, especially for this year, since it is an election year and there's just so many thoughts swirling that. And you want to put your faith into certain politicians, but we know from experience most of the time who we think is going to be a good representative for us isn't. And we just know that there are people who don't have our interest in heart at all. So this book deals with that. Just the anger you feel, because especially after the 2016 election, there was just so many feelings that many of us had of anger and pain. I remember going into work and everything felt so heavy amongst so many of my coworkers. But then you also, the people who you thought you were cool with and they're not as cool as you thought, just expressing their racist sentiments, and there was kind of an eye-opening for a lot of people. And I feel like this book does a great job exploring that darkness and just the negative effects from a powerful government having their hands in the pot everywhere. Brooms. This one is by Jasmine Walls and Teo Duvall. In 1930s Mississippi, magic is permitted only in certain circumstances and by certain people. Unsanctioned broom racing is banned, but for those who need the money or thrills, it's there to be found. Meet Billy May, captain of the Night Storms racing team, and Loretta, her best friend and second in command. They're determined to make enough money to move out west to a state that allows black folks to legally use magic and take part in national races. Hang Kwan doing her best to handle the delicate and dangerous double act of being the perfect son to her parents and being true to herself while racing. Maddie and Emma, Choctaw and Black, the youngest of the group, and trying to dodge government officials who want to send them and their newly surfaced powers away to a residential school or magical academy. Anne Luella, in love with Billy May, her powers were sealed away years ago after she fought back against the government. She'll do anything to prevent the same fate for her cousins. So, Brooms is a queer, historical, witchy graphic novel. Like, it does have good artwork, and I really love the story that was crafted here. So, I will link these all in the description box down below. Let me know if you've read any of them or any of them sound interesting to you. If you don't want to talk about that, then just leave me a ghost emoji for spooky season. And if you like this video, make sure and hit that like button. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!